What's going on, you guys? It's boy Trent back with another video. But before I get into it, I just want to say I do apologize if I haven't been posting on YouTube. I'm now working on this podcast. If you guys didn't know, I announced it on my Instagram. So yeah, go listen to the podcast every week, and let's get into it. So this story time is about the time I went to the hospital, and this story time is not what you guys think it is. It actually was one of the most hardest and saddest things for me I ever had to go through. So like I said, story time takes place freshman year of high school. I'm hanging out with friends, but on this particular night, it's a Sunday night. It's going to be a school night the next day, but I'm basically hanging out at my house. I was grounded, so I couldn't play some video games. I couldn't go on my PC. I couldn't have my phone. So I was basically out of electronics. But I wanted to tell my girlfriend, I had a girlfriend back then as well. But anyway, I wanted to tell my girlfriend that I wasn't able to talk to her. And you guys know how, if you guys don't talk to your guys' girlfriends, you know how it would be. So the only way I'm able to talk to her is through the family computer, and everyone's asleep at my house. So I leave my room and I check around me just in case everyone's asleep, and I full on skip for the biscuits to the computer, log on to my Instagram so I can tell her that I was grounded. So I'm telling her that, I'm not going to be able to talk to her because I'm grounded. And right as I'm texting or I'm DMing her about this, she messages me back and she says, "Do you want to come over to my house?" I was like, okay. So I'm thinking either A, I do this or I don't. So I was like, "But isn't your parents awake?" And she said, "No, they're asleep, and I have a lock on my door." So I said, okay. And I forgot that I don't know the way to her house. So I'm now searching up on the family computer how to get to her house, and I have to find her address. So I can't use the computer. So I'm literally trying to find it on Google Maps, and I found it. And the only way how I'm going to be able to get there is I have to print out the directions to her house. And I will let you know now, my printer is so loud. It sounds like a girl getting pregnant and she's going into labor. So that's what it sounds like. So I was thinking either I print this out and I get more in trouble, or I don't. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to be in more trouble anyway, so I might as well do it. So I print out the address and the location of how to get there, and I hear footsteps and down the hallway. So now at this point I am freaking out because it could be my mom, it could be my dad, it could be anybody. It could be my brother. So now it's so loud that my brother, thank God it was him, he's like, "Man, it's so late. What is that? What are you printing out of the printer?" And I was like, he said, "Are you going to someone's guy you met online's house?" I go, "No." He said, "Are you going to your girlfriend's house?" And I was like, "Yep." He said, "Okay, have fun." So he automatically went back to his room and fell asleep. I was like, no way, that just happened. So I grab the address, I go outside really quietly so my mom does not hear the door or me leaving. I get my bike on the side of the house and I ride throughout the night back to her. I ride right to her house. On my way there, it was really hard to get there because I have no light and I live out in the country, so it was really hard to get there. But good thing I was able to have a flashlight with me, and I'm now looking for her house. And good thing I found it. I get off my bike and I'm I find a ladder that she had, my girlfriend. I make it to her house. Like I said, I found a ladder. I get up to the roof and I get to her window and I knock on the window and she opens it and now we're just hanging out. So we watched some shows and some movies and we talked a little bit. Then it was time for me to go because I don't want my mom to wake up in the middle of the night and figure out that I'm not there. So I tell my girlfriend I'm leaving, I'm telling her goodbye, and I get on my bike again and the ride back home. So I'm riding my bike all the way back home and I'm trying to look at the map and I'm trying to steer my bike. And I I'm trying my best to hold both of them at the same time, and I'm almost losing control of my bike. So at this point, I'm thinking either I'm gonna make it or else I'm gonna be horrible and literally lose the map. And well, I did lose it. I lost the. I tried to put the map in my pocket and the map went flying and landed somewhere because I was trying to look to see where it would land so I would try to go get it, and I wasn't looking in front of me and there was a branch right in front of me, so I basically couldn't see it. It was way too dark, and I look in front of me and then a branch is dangling down and it gave me a whiplash and I ended up falling off my bike onto the grass, and now I busted my lip and I hurt my legs as well. So yeah. Now I will remind you now, it was like so late and I live out in the country, so it was kinda hard to get back to my house. And so now I'm laying on the grass, I'm thinking, oh my god, dude, no way. This just happened. So I'm basically trying my best to get back up and try to get back on my bike, and my legs are hurting, my lip is busted, and what have you known? There's a sheriff, and he fought, and he basically he saw me, and he pulls up right beside me. He said, "Kid, what are you doing out here? You know you shouldn't be out here at this late time." I said, "Yeah, I know, Sheriff." He's like, "Are you okay? Do you need an ambulance?" I was like, "I don't think so." He said, "Well, try to get up, see if you can walk." So he's asking me questions, and I try to get up, and right as I get up, my head started bleeding, and I did not have a helmet on me. So yeah, my head started bleeding, my lip was busted, and yeah. So he automatically knew that I was lying, and he knew, like, oh, like you need an ambulance. So he radios a ambulance, and now I'm waiting on the side of the grass, and he's basically asking me questions. Right as the ambulance get there, they put me on one of those stretchers. I'm in the ambulance, and I'm on my way to the hospital. Now, right as I was in the ambulance, she was at one of the medical teams were asking me questions, and and one of them called my mom, and I was at the hospital. I was trying to get better. She gets there, and I knew she was pissed, cause right as she walked through that door, she saw me, and she said, let's figure out what's going on with you, then you can tell me what you were doing." I was like, okay. So they put basically staples to protect my skin, and I was able to get better, and I basically was able to go home. So the question my mom told me was, why were you not in your room? Why did you print out a map? And why did you go over to your girlfriend's house? and it hurt so bad when I got whiplashed by that branch. And yeah, it basically hurt, and my dumb self did not even have a helmet on, so that was the horrible part. And I was like, well, I wanted to go to my girlfriend's house, and because I didn't think that I was not gonna date her. And she was like, she literally did not talk to me for the rest of the night. So yeah, the next day I basically stayed in my room and I didn't have nothing with me. So yeah, moral on the story is wear a helmet if you guys are gonna go out. If you guys are gonna on a bike, be a skateboard, a scooter, make sure you guys wear a helmet, because I don't want anybody to be in the same position that I was in, to get whiplash and then have your lip busted and your head kind of bleeding. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the story time. If you guys did, please leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you guys are brand new. Also, don't miss an episode of the podcast. It's on Spotify, Storytime with TrentWherld. Go listen to the episode. And yeah, I'll talk to you all later. Peace.